Oh my god, what was that? Hi everybody, so today I have a slightly different video for you. Today I am not going to be applying makeup, I am not going to be swatching makeup. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favourite bright coloured palettes. So we'll start with the lowest price palette, and that is this one by Revolution. This is the Marvellous Mattes Reloaded palette. This one retails for £4. And it has 15 shades in there. I did a video on this recently swatching this, so if you do want to see that, there is a video up on that. But those are the shades, really, really nice. This is actually a true rainbow palette, and I know looking at it you can think, well, not really, because there's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, where's the indigo? And there's purple. But if you mix the purple and the teal together, you get a beautiful indigo, and I will do that today because I do think that this is just really nice. 2 swatches of that gives you that lovely purple, and then the teal does not require that because the teal is so strongly pigmented, and if I rub those together you get this shade, which is a really stunning indigo shade. So this is a true rainbow palette because at least you can make this beautiful indigo shade by mixing the purple and the teal together. That said, this also means that some of the colours do blend together and then make other colours. So if you need colours that stand out on their own, you can put other colours beside them and they're not going to mix, or they won't mix too much, and you can still have 2 defined colours. Then this might not be the palette for you. But at the lower end of the market, this is an excellent palette. I've chosen this one from Revolution because I think this one is actually better than the Pro Revolution one. It has more product in there, it is a lower cost, and the pigmentation is much better on these. Some of the pigmentation on the shadows in the other bright palette from Pro Revolution are not as good as these. These are all really nicely pigmented, and this is more of like a charcoal black, so it's something a little bit more interesting because it leans like with quite a dark smoky grey to it rather than a pure intense black. So that's just something a little bit different in there. And it also has this fairly neutral quad here, and I actually used those to create a look on my eye while I used these 3, and they turned out beautiful. So I do have a video up on this palette, and I will link that in the information bar below so you can check that one out if you want to see the swatches of it. But that is an excellent one. People are wearing bright pink in the crease at the moment, so it's on trend with that, and it's great to have a white as a base to put into bright colours to really make them pop. The next one, which I haven't actually featured in a video yet either, is a one by NYX. I actually got this with my Glossybox points because Glossybox are now linked with Look Fantastic, but this one is the NYX Ultimate Brights palette. This one is quite small, it's a lot smaller than I expected it to be. Just to give you some kind of reference point, that is what it looks like with the Revolution one. I know it's a little bit taller, but not that much. And it's basically, you know, almost 2/3 of the size. So it's really, really small. It retails for £16 and it has 16 shades. There's a mixture of mattes and shimmers in here. The previous palette that I showed you was all mattes, but this one is actually a little bit of a mixture. The top 2 layers are good, but they're not as good as the bottom 2 layers. The bottom 2 layers where your strength is really. This colour here is a little bit deceiving. That's what I'd say about this palette. It is deceiving. They're a little bit different, some of them, when you look at them in a palette and then you swatch them. But the great thing about this one is it has some different kind of shades in there. So you have a really nice coral shade and you do have your aqua shade. So we're straying away from being a purely rainbow palette and adding in some different shades to add a little bit of variety. And it is actually a very nice palette. It's very compact and it is very pigmented, so this is a great one if you are looking for something that has a little bit of a mix in it. So the next one, I wasn't really sure if I was going to feature this one, but I absolutely love it because it's something a little bit different. It's still bright colours, but they're a little bit kind of murky and grungy, and I really love that about this palette. I almost didn't feature it because I thought it was limited edition and you couldn't purchase it anymore, and that's simply because it's gone out of stock on the Beauty Bay site. But you can still actually get this from LA Splash's main site, and it's this one, which I'm a major horror fan, so I had to have this, and this one is the Classic Horror palette. It's really, really gorgeous. I love the artwork on it, and that is the front, and it is different on the back. Huge amount of detail has gone into that, but this palette retails for £21. Well worth it for the packaging. The packaging is stunning, whether you're a horror fan or not. It's a really lovely piece to have in your collection. And in this one you get 10 colours, and this one also has a mirror in there as well. And like I said with this one, you do get some slightly grungier colours in here, so particularly along these 3 here, a very acid yellow, a mustardy yellow, and then this lime swampy green. You have some pretty standard blues here, a really nice bright pink, but then you do have a really nice dark red and a brighter red, which is great because I love wearing both, and you can create a really nice eye look with those. A really nice purple, and also of course you have to have a black in there with it being classic horror. But this one's a really, really nice palette, beautifully pigmented. Like I said, the colours are a little on the unusual side. This blue is really pretty. I'll do a quick swatch of that one just because I love this shade. You can see there that the pigmentation on these, I'll do the green one and I'll do the red one. So those are those three there. As you can see, the pigmentation is beautiful on these. These are all matte shades again, but this one's a really amazing palette and I really, really recommend that one. Now the next two, I'm not sure price point wise which one would come first, so I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. These are of a similar price point. And the first one is OPV. This is the first time I've ever had OPV when I actually got this one. This is the Rainbow Splash palette. I'll link it down below for you. This one came out last summer sometime, I think. Again, mirror in the lid. And that's what this one looks like. This one's really beautiful. Again, I really like that we have two very different bright pinks there. There's a mix of some glitters, some shimmers and some mattes in here. There's a lot of matte shades, which is really nice. You do have some really nice kind of dark teals and aquas, really nice shimmer. You can create some really nice eye looks, kind of colour blocking moments. What I colour blocking is kind of having, it's probably not right, but having the same shades. So you can have like the aqua lid with the aqua in the crease, and you know, you've got purples that work very well together, and you've got some nice pinks. You've got some nice corals in here, which is also very nice, and there is a lovely red and of course a yellow. It's always nice to have a yellow because it's something a bit different. And you've got your black there. This is the only shade that doesn't perform massively well, but that's because it's very heavily sort of glitter flakes. But if you do use a sticky base with it, it actually performs a lot better. But these are insanely pigmented and you can get some really beautiful eye looks with this. The next one is kind of an obsession. This one's from Coloured Rain. This is the Vivid Pigments and Shadows palette. Now they actually released these as individual shadows originally, and then they released like an empty palette that you could purchase the shadows and just put them in there, and that way you could purchase whichever colours kind of took your fancy. However, they then decided to then release all of the shadows in one palette. Now this one has a mirror in the lid as well, and these are the shades. Now, but that's what that one looks like. I should do a swatching video of this one and a video just using this one. Again, these are all matte shades. I absolutely love this palette and I was so thrilled to hear that they had actually done this. And it's got some beautiful shades in. Again, it's got a nice coral, which is something a little bit different. You've got kind of a really roasted toasty peach there, which is also nice. They're kind of more of your neutrals. You've got an absolutely stunning red, and then you've got some really nice bright colours. You've got a nice range of blues and a range of purples. So you've got two rows where just kind of different shades of that same colour. You've got a beautiful yellow and two greens. This green and this blue they are so amazing because they're really nice deep colours, and that is so difficult to find. I have been looking for like a really dark blue shadow forever. It happens to be that I found it in Kat Von D's Fetish palette. It is the perfect navy blue, but this is just a hint brighter and it's also beautiful. But I've been looking for this kind of very deep forest green for a long time, and it's absolutely stunning just to kind of do that really nice intense kind of smoky eye. Again, that bright pink that is quite on trend to go in the crease, and you've got a really nice orange. So this definitely covers the whole rainbow vibe because you have the red, the orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So it's perfect. Some of these colours do have a little bit kickback. I do have a little bit of dirtiness at the bottom of this palette here, just because I use this colour quite a bit. Also, some of these shadows are pigments, they're pressed pigments, which means they could stain your skin, and that's something to be aware of. Maybe use a really nice base underneath and then maybe a layer of powder to put the shadows on top of. Just take those extra measures if you are somebody whose skin will stain quite badly. I don't have that problem. I've never had a shadow actually stain me, but some people do have that problem. So it's worth keeping that in mind if you're going to purchase and use this palette. But it is absolutely stunning. Again, if you want to see this palette swatched and maybe a look using this palette, then please do let me know in the comments and I can do a video on that one. The last one that I'm going to talk about that I know that you can still purchase is this one by Illamasqua, and it is the Experimental Artist palette. I think it was on Beauty Bay for a while, but I'm not sure if they've took it off there. But it's quite nice packaging. Very simple, very classic. And then inside, this one's a little on the different side. These are all matte again. What I love about a lot of these bright palettes is they are matte shades, and it's really great because I like a shimmer, but I'm more likely to use a shimmer when I do a nude or a natural eye. When I do bright colours, I really like just wearing a lot of matte shades. I like the odd shimmer. Every now and then I've got a shimmer on a day, but most of the time I will just put a lot of bright shades on together and I like them to be matte. But this is really nice. This is a little different. You do have some similarity, like you have 3 sort of orange shades in this one. That's the only thing I'd say about this one that had a little disappointing, but they are quite different. I'll do a swatch of those 3. So those are the 3 orange shades there. You have like a very yellowy sort of orangey kind of tangerine colour. You have a true orange, and then you have a darker orange there. So you do have 3 oranges in here. If you really like those warm shades, there's an amazing yellow in here. This yellow is incredibly bright. I think it's one of the brightest yellows I've ever come across, because I was looking through my palettes the other day trying to figure out what I was going to do for a Hufflepuff House makeup look for my Harry Potter series, and I was looking at all the yellows, and this one is definitely one of the brightest yellows I own. And the red in here is also nice. I already have a single red shadow by them. I think it's called Demon, which is really nice, but this is a little different, but that's a really beautiful red. So there are some nice shades in here. Again, you've got 3 sort of quite similar purpley shades, but I'm going to end up practically swatching this whole thing. But the purples, again, they're different. So you can see you've got really nice sort of sweet sort of blue toned, and then more of a violet shade, and then a darker, more plummy shade. So even the purples are quite different. Then you've got a really nice cobalt with a teal, and then 2 shades of green. I'm not going to swatch those. Should I just swatch those and be done with it? Go on, we'll just swatch these ones, because this is a truly amazing palette. I'm going to go here. Those are the last shades. I figure we might as well. You've got a teal, a cobalt blue, you've got a really nice grass green, and you've got a lime green. But as you can see, the pigmentation on these shadows is absolutely insane. I'm all over the place. But these are stunning. Now the thing with Illamasqua shadows and products are, they are amazing. They're incredibly pigmented. They're just fantastic, and a little of this goes a long way, so this would just last you ages. But if you did want something that's a little different, this is definitely the one to go for, because you do have that true orange, you do have a true yellow, but you have some other alternatives to a standard shade. You have a lovely plum shade. It's different from having a true purple or a more sort of, you know, sugary violet shade. So really, really lovely that we have some variety in this one. This one does retail for £38 full price. Again, been out a while, so not sure if it still retails for that price. I will look for it, and if I can find it and link it, I will link it on the Illamasqua site, and you can check it out if you would like to. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, something a little bit different for you, and I hope that you're enjoying the content I've been putting up on my channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Hello to all my new subscribers that have joined me recently. Thank you very much for subscribing, and thank you to everybody who has stuck with me over a long period of time. It does mean a lot to me. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye.